Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another set of games of Littlewargame. This matchup is a very interesting one, as I will spoil the details in just a second. But first, let me introduce our players of today. In the top left-hand corner of the first map of this best of 3 series, spawning with the red pieces on Mirrored Mire, it's WeirdRat. And on the opposite side of the map with the blue pieces, who else than the alt account of Consciously Eating? Let's try dying. Now, I see that the chat is running wild for a minute, but I'll first explain why this is going to be an interesting series. This is a best of 3 series between WeirdRat and Consciously Eating, of which this first game is not ranked. The other 2 games that these guys played were ranked. Don't ask me why, that's how it happened. This first game is on the alt account of Consciously Eating, namely Try Dying, while the ranked games are on his main account, Consciously Eating. Once again, don't ask me why. But having that said though, it's going to be very curious what is going to happen in these games. If you look at the current rankings of these 2 players, like head-to-head that is, it's pretty one-sided as far as I could see. I'm not going to tell in favor of who, as you can go and try and figure that out yourself by joining Littlewargame yourself. You can check the ladder standings over there. But yeah, these games have been played a little while ago. I think it has been approximately a month ago at this point, maybe like 3 weeks. And yeah, it's going to be curious who is going to take the lead between these 2 guys at the point of this recording. At the point of when these games were played. At the point of this recording, I already know who's going to take the lead because 2 of the games have been ranked, and I know the ranked stats. So, it's going to be Rex versus Rex opening, Raider versus Raider. Consciously Eating's Raider has been popped just a little bit earlier. I'm going to... I'm going to mention him by Try Dying in this match. It's the same person anyway, you all must know it by now. Try Dying or Consciously Eating has been featured quite a few times on this channel already, and WeirdRat, I believe, this is his debut, so it's gonna be curious how this is going to end up. A nice flash by Try Dying to take down the Raider of WeirdRat. A very nice early start. When it comes to the expansions, they're pretty much equal. But as you already saw, it's a 1 Raider advantage for a player in the blue, which WeirdRat does not like. Now, I don't quite know the skill of WeirdRat. I have heard his name plenty of times, as he is, as far as I can tell, also a veteran of the game. I don't know his exact point of like when he started playing, but definitely have seen it quite a few times. So I assume that WeirdRat is quite up there. If you go look at the APM, it doesn't really say that much just yet, but we'll figure out very shortly either way. Yeah. Early game. Nothing really happening this far. I want to say that these raiders though are going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Trying to hop in, don't deal any damage just yet. Trying to focus down 1 worker is not going to happen. Second archer popped out. Should be a pretty decent defense that is good going on there. A quick advanced workshop though from our player in the red. Might want to go, and I assume it's going to go airship first. Ballista would be very quick especially with no info just yet. This raider trying to pop in, just like Try Dying tried, but he as well has 2 archers to defend. So I assume this advanced workshop is going to go airship mode. And I'm guessing that WeirdRat, since he does not have a normal workshop on the way just yet, is probably going to just drop normal units, maybe drop some archers into the worker line of Try Dying, who did now scout the advanced workshop, so he knows that there's probably some airship shenanigans coming in. This raider is going to die, not that much damage being dealt. The losses though are very equal. It's 1 raider and 1 worker each, as I assume the worker at this third has been taken down for Try Dying because he was moving his worker around. And I don't assume that he lost a worker over here because the archers were defending it. But this is a very fast third for Try Dying. Trying to take the economic lead, and yeah, you can already see 4 archers waiting for the airship right there. The raider trying to pop in, try and take down the worker. It's not going to happen though, as these archers, they are on a hunt, they are on a mission. But the raider with the flash ability, it's a very nice addition. This is also a very nice addition. A workshop and an advanced workshop, both coming up for our player in the blue. Probably going to do some catapult drops, I assume, but the airship is on the way with some archers, and it's heading straight to the natural base of Try Dying. Raider once again trying to hop in. Nothing really going on over there. There's still just on 2 bases for a player in the red. It doesn't seem like there is really a lot happening. It just also doesn't seem like it's some kind of all-in from a player in the red either. As indeed it is not. He just started a third himself. It is going to be quite a bit later. So it's going to be curious where this eco difference is going to hop in. But here is the drop. The airship with the archers dropping in. Is he going to be able to get some worker kills? So far, it's not really happening. 1 archer is there, 1 worker goes down. Is he going to be able to snipe a second one? I feel like he also kind of wants to go and snipe this archer, but focusing the workers is definitely better. This watchtower not going live is huge. 3 additional workers go down. That is another big deal. Another 150 gold lost. Watchtower is going to be completed. And there are some more watchtowers obviously being completed, trying to get some defense going, more than the archers themselves. In the meantime, another airship is here, ready to do some micro. This raider not going to be able to do that much. A worker has not been taken down. The third is finished now for WeirdRat. Having that said, the income is very equal. There is only... well, there's not even a lead for a player in the blue. The worker count is equal. Now there is quite a lead for a player in the blue, but I assume that was because of the worker transfer. Having that said though, there's still plenty more that has been mined by a player in the red, and now they are pretty equal on the mining capabilities again. Now in the middle of the field, is this airship going to get sniped by these archers? It does not look like he's paying attention. It's just a little bit too late. Only 1 archer manages to get dropped, but everything gets taken down with minimal losses for a player in the blue. That is a massive hit to the army of WeirdRat. He only has 8 archers, of which 4 are in this airship, and he does not have a lot at home. He is going to move it back though, as he sees the army of Try Dying ready to pounce. 1 catapult, 7 archers, and a raider. This is pretty much all of the army of Try Dying. He's going to try and deal some damage. A watchtower is under construction. This is going to deal enough damage though. This raider is almost dead, almost taken down by the archers. It feels like he's just going to focus on this house, trying to maybe get a supply block going for WeirdRat, but I highly doubt that it's going to be enough. Archers trying to divert some aggression, but the house is going to be taken down, and it is indeed a supply block for WeirdRat, but he did manage to put 2 more catapults and a worker in production. Not a lot of damage dealt to the worker line so far. The airship coming back with the 4 archers, completely surrounding the entire army of Tri-Dying, and it's just going to be a slaughterfest. I want to say that having these workers maybe, well, helping them attack is not even necessary. The archers all overwhelm the army and everything has been taken down. Only 1 archer and 2 catapults remain for Tri-Dying. While there's 8 archers and 2 catapults for WeirdRat. When it comes to the units or resources lost, they're pretty equal. WeirdRat does have 200 gold mined axes and 50 gold more efficient trades. So he's 250 gold ahead in total. Not a bad position to be in. He's also making 2 catapults at the exact same time, while Tri-Dying is only making 1 at the exact same time, but he is making 2 archers at a time. Probably trying to use the archers and overwhelm him a little bit, maybe having that as a little bit of a counter to the airships. But I highly doubt that it's going to be extremely effective. 2 catapults are in an airship from WeirdRat is definitely going to try and attempt to take down the... not the 4th of Tri-Dying, but the mineral or the worker line of Tri-Dying at his natural. Kind of sucks that the catapult immediately started to hit the tower instead of the worker line. But it's not that bad, because on the other side there's also a catapult drop. It's not going to be nice though. 1 more hit. Boom. Airship goes down. Both catapults have been taken down. WeirdRat, on the other hand, still has a full health airship with 2 catapults. Is consciously eating, paying attention to this airship. Is WeirdRat paying attention to this airship? Yes, he is. Is consciously eating, or is he going to tank a lot of damage over here? It does get notified by the house being attacked. This is not that good of a movement. Tri-Dying. If it was a little bit of a better micro from WeirdRat, I think that it would have been an absolutely nasty case of the dead worker counts. WeirdRat going to try and do another drop over here. Does manage to get 2 hits off. Workers are very low on health. Does manage to get another hit off, but none of them actually get taken down. Doesn't pick up the 2nd catapult, which isn't great, but he does manage to get a kill. Ballista gets dropped. But in the meantime, the 4th base of WeirdRat is going to be targeted down by all of these catapults. He needs to be careful though, as there are a lot of archers ready to pounce on this catapult. Engaging these catapults is a very dangerous thing to do. It feels like these archers are pretty much dead if they try and re-engage, which they pretty much have to, because all of WeirdRat's catapults are now in danger. I don't think that this is going to be nice. I don't think that this is going to be nice. The catapults over here are focusing the castle. I don't know if it's going to be an A move or if they are actually focused on the castle. We're going to figure out in just a second. It was an A move and all of these archers go down. That is absolutely terrible for a player in the blue. A lot more catapults are joining the fray from WeirdRat. It's not very nice. How many versus how many is it? It's 10 catapults versus 6. This is a major boost, or a major advantage when it comes to WeirdRat. Just barely dodges one of the attacks, but 2 of the catapults do get taken down. Still not a good position for Tri-Dying. There's no more of a counter aggression when it comes to WeirdRat's catapult drops. Sometimes words, they're difficult. But Tri-Dying, once again, continuously trying to put on some pressure. I don't know if this is an actual good thing. WeirdRat trying to repair all of his own catapults. Is it going to be enough, though? 1 catapult gets taken down. He does manage to get him some Gatling guns. Is it going to be good, though? They don't deal an insane amount of damage, but the catapults do manage to help him. There is a ballista trying to take down this airship. Is it going to deal enough damage? No, it is not. There's a watchtower here. It isn't going to be taken down, and he needs to be careful with this airship. This is a very tough situation for both players, but I do think that WeirdRat does have the advantage here. In the meantime, 2 more workshops are going to be constructed for a player in the blue, while WeirdRat himself is going for a double forge, so I assume, as he is already menacing a mechanical army, that he's going for the mechanical upgrades instead of the production. He is floating a little bit of money, but I think that as soon as these forges are completed, that a lot of this money will be drained. Did manage to get himself a 5th in the meantime, as well as try dying himself. Not a lot of workers, though, are being transferred to that base, so the income, while it was relatively equal, it is slightly in the favor of WeirdRat. Running around all over with the Gatling guns is going to close the distance to the catapults. That's going to be a very nice move, as these catapults will be nullified. The soldier does manage to take one down. But all of the catapults have been taken down. The entire force of Try Dying has been destroyed. 3 soldiers and 2 catapults remain versus 4 catapults and 4 Gatling guns. The armies are not big, but they are big enough in favor of a player in the red. He did make a church, and there is a priest, but I am curious what it's actually going to do. He's actually going to heal the workers, which is a very nice move, I have to say. Having that said, though, he is 14 workers ahead. That is a massive economy boost if he gets the workers to actually work. This one soldier tries to counter all of it, though. But it feels like it's going to be taken down very quickly. Double forge for Try Dying as well, who also got 3 mills. It seems like... no, actually, I looked at that completely correctly. He has 3 mills, but he also has 4 workshops. When you look at the production, he just started 3 gyrocrafts. That is going to be interesting. WeirdRat himself does not have any ballistas. He has nothing that attacks the air. Jesus Christ, if you look at the income difference, though, there's a 500 gold per minute difference for WeirdRat. His advantage. He mined 1000 gold more. He's 800 or pretty much 900 gold ahead when it comes to more efficient trades. That's not a good sign for Try Dying. This is also an interesting thing. The invisibility ability is being researched for the priests. Maybe going to try and do some sneaky attacks for that. The Gatling guns trying to go and take down all of these soldiers. They are focused on this one Gatling gun, so you can just try and walk that around and do whatever he pleases. Now, the double mech attack upgrade has started to kick in. One has already completed. The second one is almost completed. Try Dying himself is going for a 1-1, 1 attack, 1 armor upgrade. Curious who that one is going to end up. Gatling guns, however, have +4. Catapults have +6 damage, which is absolutely insane. However, when it comes to the army, Try Dying does have an advantage when it comes to... This is not a great position for WeirdRat, though. He's just going to tank all of the catapult shots and just lets his catapults die, as well as there being Gatling guns somewhere. Oh, that is... oh, Jesus Christ, that's disgusting. Just caught it on time. 2 catapults taking down both of the forges from Try Dying, not letting him get any upgrades. These Gatling guns running into the catapults, a very nice move. For some reason, none of these are attacking anything, so just the army dying everywhere. In the meantime, WeirdRat is trying to get the upper right-hand side base as his 6th. While Try Dying is trying to get it himself as well. A nice worker is going to be taken down. This watchtower is going to be completed, but it's not going to be able to attack this castle. feel like he wants to take that down at some point relatively soon. Income, pretty equal. Worker count, though, is still in the favor of WeirdRat. So if he can actually secure a 6th base, that would be huge for a player in the red. But so far, did not manage to do it. All of these Gatling guns are trying to find out if there is a 6th base in the bottom left. There is not. Maybe they just try to run from the gyrocrafts, of which WeirdRat now has his own gyrocrafts with 2 attack upgrades. This is a sticky situation, or a tricky situation I have to say, for Try Dying. He does have more air units. He has 6 gyrocrafts versus just the 4 of WeirdRat, which are not all over here, which is a big issue. But remember, they do have the 2 attack upgrades. 2 more attack upgrades are on the way, so they will have 3 and 4 attack upgrades relatively soon. Having a fewer gyrocrafts is not going to be the deal breaker in that case, because the upgrades are going to be absolutely insane. More gyros are on the way, more catapults are on the way, and 3 more workshops are being constructed from WeirdRat. Feels like he wants to get a complete mech transfer when it comes to catapults or Gatling guns. But remember, those don't shoot up. There is 1 ballista for WeirdRat. It does have the explosive gunpowder, so it can greatly help in fighting off the gyros. So it might actually be enough, just having these few gyros and a ballista, and just having the rest be catapults. Having that said though, he also has the invisibility, or the cloaking invisibility ability. Only has 1 priest though, so I don't think he's going to be dealing a lot of harassment potential with that one. All of the catapults here are going down. Gyros are going to be targeted by the ballista. It's a little bit far back to really do anything, but with the upgrades, reminder, ballista is also mech, so it also deals a ton of damage to air units. It's kind of sad though seeing it not being used, but there it finally goes. A lot of damage being taken by the soldiers though, but they are going to be taken down relatively quickly by the gyrocrafts. 4 catapults and some soldiers can deal quite some damage, but the 3rd attack upgrade has been completed and the 4th is almost going to be completed. No more forges have been constructed by Try Dying, so I believe that he in the long run is just going to be taken down and absolutely demolished by the mech army from WeirdRat. It's not over just yet though. As we look at the income, his income of Try Dying is twice as big from WeirdRat, and he actually overtook the total mined gold lead. However, being 3,000 gold in deficit when it comes to the efficiency of your trades, that's not good. You can mine as much gold as you like, but that is a massive disadvantage. Also having this airship being taken, or airship being taken down with 2 ballistas in it by just 2 gyrocrafts is also not good. In the meantime, WeirdRat is going to try and take down the 6th base of Try Dying, taking down some of his economy while going to save his own castle here. It's a very nice move. In the meantime, more and more aggression on the other side. Long distance mining is going to be started and maybe another castle is going to be produced over here. Doesn't quite have the money for it though, and soldiers are on the hunt, even though they, for some reason, stopped the hunt. Is it going to be enough though? I don't think it's going to be enough. The 6th base over here has been demolished. 1 base is out of money, the 2nd base is almost out of money, the 3rd is almost out of money. It's not a great position to be in. Having that said though, the first 2 bases of WeirdRat himself are all out. The 3rd though is also, oh Jesus, they're also almost out. But once again, the 3,000 efficiency. And when it comes to the trades, really in his favor. He also secured himself the 6th base, of course, which is very nice. All of these workers are going to be taken down. Absolutely nothing that Try-Dying can do. These catapults are going to be taken down as well. More gyrocrafts are going to enter the fray. All of these are going to be taken down by the 4 attack upgrades of WeirdRat. Nothing these gyros can do, nothing these catapults can do. He's going to try and get 2 more forges back up, but it's just going to be too late. Try-Dying, GG's out, and WeirdRat takes this insane game. Very well played by our player in the red, even though Try-Dying did manage to get some of the economic lead, mining approximately 1400 more gold. He was just not efficient enough when it comes to all of the trades. Very well played, WeirdRat. But one thing I did not mention during the entire game was the massive amounts of friendly fire from Try-Dying's catapults. Nonetheless, it's 1-0 to WeirdRat. And it's now time for the ranked games. Try and see if Consciously Eating can make a comeback. Alright. Game number 2. We already know who they are, so let's just introduce them immediately. This time on the bottom left hand side with the red pieces. It's once again WeirdRat. But this time they're playing on the map Ice Cold. And on the top right hand side, instead of the bottom right hand side, still with the blue pieces, and actually playing on his main account, it's Consciously Eating. So, welcome to ranked games. First game, as I said, was a... well, they're talking about lag, so this is going to be an interesting one. It's all okay now, I assume, so good to hear. But yeah, the first game was unranked. This game is going to be ranked. And it's going to be curious who's actually going to take this one. Can Consciously Eating do a reverse sweep? Or is it going to be a 1-1 and then WeirdRat is going to take it? Or is WeirdRat actually going to just take the 2-0? It's going to be a different game, nonetheless. Obviously, the map is different, but Consciously Eating is getting himself a wolf den, while WeirdRat is once again going for a barracks. So we started with Rex versus Rex. Now it's Rex versus Den. I want to know how this is going to end up. I don't know how much WeirdRat has actually played the last few weeks or months. There obviously has been a balance patch for the new season. I'm not entirely sure what is the best or which maps, oh god, or which maps during this ranked season are Rex favored or Beast favored or Mech favored or any of the combinations in between. But I feel like Consciously Eating doesn't care. All of the maps are favored when it comes to just proxy. I assume that he's going to make a den, and that he's probably going to make it a werewolf den. I assume it's not going to be a werewolf den with an advanced workshop, because otherwise I assume it would be over here, because then the advanced or the airship would not have that big of a difference to fly, of a distance to fly, sorry. But WeirdRat sending out his first raider is making a second raider. He's going to see that Consciously Eating just has one den and no expansion just yet, as he's going to throw all of his money into this den. It doesn't immediately start production while he does have some supply remaining, so I do think that that is going to be a werewolf den. Second raider pops out. WeirdRat is going for a natural base. he does see that there is absolutely nothing in Consciously Eating's base, as we see that there is a werewolf den on the way. This worker is going to go home the long way, probably trying to avoid being spotted by this raider, who is actually doing quite a good deal of damage over here. This wolf is faster, does just not get it by 1 HP. It is tough to see. This raider is almost taken down. This raider seems like it's going to be taken down by this wolf. Did manage to get the wolf though, and does manage to flash away. Wolves, however, are faster, I believe, than the raiders. So it's just a matter of time for this one goes down as it gets blocked by its own workers. Does manage to get another wolf though. These two are also going to be taken down. That's a very nice move from WeirdRat. This raider is still on the way. It does go and attack back. Maybe it was a little bit of a mismicro there, as it is probably going to be taken down as the wolf is going to catch up. 2 raiders are being nommed, while 5 wolves have been going down for Consciously Eating. What is the standings? It's actually more lost for WeirdRat. The raiders are obviously more expensive than the wolves, but it's not that big of a difference. Consciously Eating, however, did mine more, as obviously the workers have been busy trying to defend from the wolves. But I'm going to be curious what actually is going to happen here. Wolves are going to be pushed back. Workers are going to be split across the bases, so the income from WeirdRat is going to be greatly bigger, or vastly bigger, than that of Consciously Eating. Still no second base. The first werewolf, however, has popped. Another wolf has been taken down. 3 wolves are also low HP. These 3 raiders have chosen the absolute worst time to move out. And I'm going to be curious what WeirdRat is going to do as he sees the werewolf pop into frame. Actually, he's been waiting so far. Now he does see it though. This werewolf immediately pulling back his raiders and pulling away his workers. Does not want to get Hulk smashed. But I think he is. Soldier popped out. No more production. He did manage to get himself a workshop though, and is now going for a mill, going to go for the gyrocrafts, as werewolves cannot actually hit them out of the sky no matter how big they are. Having the workshop early though is very nice, as he's going to get himself Gatling guns, which are a very nice counter when it comes to werewolves. However, this is not a position to be in. You do not want to have your workers attack a werewolf and get smashed all around and actually get killed, as he already has lost 9 of his workers. One of the werewolves though is going down. Raider's dealing quite some damage. His Gatling gun, he does not want to let it die. The raiders, a little bit of a weird pathing there. Do manage to save this Gatling gun, which is going to be repaired by this worker. And that push is held very nicely. However, there's another werewolf and the second one almost being completed. In the meantime, I assume that Consciously Eating did see the mill. Yes, he has, so he is going to get himself a watchtower at his production for some reason, and not at his actual gold mine. He's getting himself an advanced workshop, so probably going for the ballistas to try and take down the gyrocrafts when needed. This is also very interesting. One of the raiders is very low on health. Not that great. I assume that this one is going to go down very quickly. Another smash? Not quite, but I assume that the wolf is just going to hunt down this raider, going to take it down. Not much that he can do. Is another raider going down? So far it doesn't look like it. It might actually be a wolf going down instead. Or is a werewolf going down? Just not enough damage. In the meantime, 1 gyro has been completed. Still only 1 Gatling gun. The income is not that good. Consciously Eating actually having more income on just one base. There's just not the worker count for a player in the red. 2 werewolves. It's going to be a tough situation. This raider is probably going to die very quickly. Actually saved it. Actually pretty nice. This werewolf just has to be targeted or focused down by the gyrocraft. Is eventually going to be taken down, but 2 more werewolves enter the fray. Another gyro enters though. With just 1 Gatling gun and an almost dead raider, I don't think that this is going to be enough. I want him to pretty much drop a caltrop though, slowing down these werewolves. I don't think it's going to be enough. No harassment is going to happen, as there is another watchtower completed and a ballista on the way, so these gyrocrafts are not going to be able to counter Consciously Eating's gold mine. Oh no. 16 workers have been going down from WeirdRat. All of these are probably going to go down. Or he's just going to be able to walk around and have the werewolf not deal any more damage. But this is just disgusting. 14 workers versus 5. No mining for a player in the red. While Consciously Eating is just getting more and more and more ahead. More werewolves on the way. Another wolf on the way. And an airship on the way, I assume, for his ballista. To make it a ballista ship. Getting much more use out of the ballista. Because of the additional movement speed that the airship brings. He's going to split up his gyrocrafts, probably trying to find the werewolf den. It doesn't seem like he actually continues to try and find the werewolf den. But I think, even though he is really focusing on getting his economy back up, I don't know if that is the best move. I really want him to get a watchtower, because there's not really anything that he can do. This gyrocraft just taking shots from the watchtower. Not a great position to be in. There's just no production from WeirdRat. Consciously Eating getting the explosive gunpowder upgrade as well. Another werewolf almost complete, so this army is just going to continue to grow. With the ballista over here, these gyrocrafts are probably not going to be able to do anything themselves. 2 workers have also joined the ship to just repair the ballista where needed. But this is just going to be absolutely disgusting. This werewolf, I think, is going to be taken down relatively quickly. But this ballista, with the explosive upgrade, if it actually uses the upgrade, could greatly reduce the defense from WeirdRat. However, werewolves are very tanky. A lot of damage is still being dealt. 1 gyro is going to go down. Is it going to be enough though? It doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. And yes, WeirdRat is going to tap out. Nothing he can do. Very well played from a player in the blue, Consciously Eating. Just on a 1 base all in with some werewolves and wolves. And this ballista, obviously, reducing all of the effectiveness from the gyrocrafts of WeirdRat. Very well done, nicely played. It does take the MMR victory as well, as this was a ranked game. But it is a 1 versus 1, or a 1-2-1, I have to say, when it comes to the game score. I'm going to be curious to see who's going to take victory of this best of 3. And well, it's the same map, Ice Cold. And I hope that these players are ice cold, because this is for all the beans. Both MMR and, of course, the head-to-head victory. However, they did switch sides. This time, in the bottom left-hand side with the red pieces, it's Consciously Eating. And of course, that means that for the final time this series, on the top right-hand side with the blue pieces for once, it's WeirdRat. Once again, these players just chatting against each other, talking about the preferences, I guess, of the maps. As I see that the Mirror Mire, the map that I played first on, is being discussed, and also Ahana. Talking about it being Beast favorite so far. It's going to be interesting conversation to follow for a little bit, as Consciously Eating is going for a den opening. Curious, WeirdRat is also going for a den opening. That is interesting. We went from Rex versus Rex to Rex versus Den to now Den versus Den. Pretty much, apart from mech, as they were also discussing some mech over here. Pretty much getting all of the varieties of the openings. So this is very nice to see. WeirdRat, in that case, going for a double Den opening. So, Consciously Eating this time. Doesn't seem like he's going for any kind of proxy. And he is on just one den, so he is not in the advantageous position when it comes to the pressure. I assume it's just going to be a little bit more economy focused this time around. Not a thing that we often see from Consciously Eating, but it is a nice change of pace. Having that said though, it's going to be curious to see what WeirdRat is going to do, as in the first two games he was more on the defending side, so it feels like WeirdRat is going to try and flip the script, just like Consciously Eating himself was flipping the script. So let's see what a player in the blue can do with some pressure. Still continuously talking about the maps being favored, or favored for which playstyle, or make them favored. It's going to be interesting to follow for you guys. Make a map like Ice Cold, add more buildings. So a map like this, but add more buildings. Call it Labyrinth. Consciously Eating. Oh, you. Yeah. One wolf of Consciously Eating being pulled back. WeirdRat is going to run in. Doesn't run immediately into the wolf of Consciously Eating. Does manage to get a scout all around. Does he also see the house over here? Yes, he does. Wolf versus wolf over here. It's very interesting, I have to say. Because there's just two wolves over here. Well, having that said, WeirdRat with the double den is just obviously running after this wolf. I'm not exactly sure why, because he already has the health advantage over here. And now that he was out of vision, doesn't actually go and hunt down the wolves anymore. But some of his wolves are not being put very efficiently. Does go and get himself a snake charmer though, so it's going to be wolves and snakes versus some wolves of Consciously Eating. He himself is getting a natural base dose. This is the complete opposite of what we're used to Consciously Eating, and also of what we're used to so far of WeirdRat. However, there's not that much pressure being applied by WeirdRat. Watchtower has been completed, so it's going to be even tougher for WeirdRat to try and break this position, as he is getting himself a proxy workshop. That is quite interesting. He now obviously sees the watchtower, so this workshop is going to come in very handy, getting himself some catapults, I assume, to just barrage the base from a distance. And I assume that the wolves and snakes, obviously, apart from dealing damage to the army and stuff itself as well, are just going to try and keep the army from Consciously Eating away from his catapults. Consciously Eating, however, though, is going to split his workers. His economy is going to get a massive boost from it, as you can see, running up to 600 and probably close to 650, 700 gold at the point of these workers being in full capacity. And also getting himself a second watchtower. Let's see what the army is looking like. 8 wolves and 5 snakes versus 7 wolves. Quite the army advantage for WeirdRat in this case. However, the 2 watchtowers are going to be a pretty big nuisance. This workshop placement from Consciously Eating, though, I'm not entirely sure about. it is very vulnerable if some catapults manage to get wrapped around. And as you can see over here, these wolves are also going to be wrapped around. The watchtowers, not really being able to do that much, will deal a little bit of damage, but all of the wolves over here from Consciously Eating are going to be taken down. He definitely wants to move back, though does manage to lose a wolf, as these wolves charge against the snakes and a little bit of the reinforcing army. Is it going to be an overextension? No, it kind of seems like it does. He's probably going to be able to just run out of it, but he is going to try and attack the worker. Eventually decides to run away. One wolf goes down, the rest is being chased. Not necessarily going to be an efficient chase, as obviously they have the same movement speed, but Consciously Eating over here does spot the workshop. You saw the blue rectangle pop over here as well, but Consciously Eating with the white red rectangle does spot the workshop on the minimap as well. Just checking to see if it is correct what he sees. I've also been told, because obviously you can zoom in and you can zoom out, that Consciously Eating is actually playing on a bigger screen. It looks like it's a widescreen, of course, but you can actually see a little bit more of the map. WeirdRat himself is having a little bit of a smaller screen, or he is playing on a smaller screen, I have to say. Both obviously have their advantages and disadvantages, because if you're closer you can have more precise micro, but if you're obviously more zoomed out, you can see more of the map. Having that said though, like I said, this workshop placement is probably not the most efficient or the best placement that could have existed, as it is just going to be taken down by the army of WeirdRat. And as well, these wolves are just going to be caught. This catapult is not going to be taken down just yet, as it is getting very close to being taken down, with a nice surround of the entire army securing this catapult. Consciously Eating though himself also getting a catapult together with his third watchtower, which is a very interesting addition. 3 watchtowers obviously can be very good in defense, but as soon as there are some catapults, watchtowers can be taken down relatively easy. This is also an interesting situation. Consciously Eating going to make another watchtower right next to the other one, and we already saw one volley dealing damage to both the house and this watchtower at the exact same time. If WeirdRat manages to find a spot in here that deals damage to all 3 of these buildings at the exact same time, that's going to be absolutely devastating for Consciously Eating. So far though, I'm not entirely sure who I think is going to win. Obviously, Consciously Eating has been mining more, and has been a little bit more efficient in the trades, but having that said, 4 watchtowers is probably not the best position to be in. This catapult just barely survives. The wolves have been taken down, but this is going to be interesting. This wolf also taken down a worker from WeirdRat, repairing the catapults, and 2 catapults are ready to pounce. This one, is it actually going to deal damage to all 3 buildings? I think it is. It is to the house and this watchtower, and it's also to this watchtower. Yeah, that is exactly what I was talking about. This catapult has the perfect position. He needs to repair all of these buildings, but I don't think that it's going to be enough. WeirdRat should probably change targets over here. Even though, having that said, 1 catapult out damages the repair capabilities from a worker. That is absolutely disgusting. Consciously Eating though does manage to get himself in a better position, however WeirdRat immediately goes back. Is he actually going to take it down? 1 watchtower has been taken down, another shot is going to take down 1 more. The wolf is going to be taken down, catapult, final shot, 1 more watchtower is being destroyed, another hit. And that house is going to be, or that den is going to be destroyed. This house is going to be destroyed. This watchtower is going to be destroyed as well. No, it's just not going to be destroyed. Please move these catapults and actually deal some more damage. This army has been taking a lot of damage. That was a very nice move though, Consciously Eating, actually killing some of his own workers. But this watchtower is just one shot away from being dead. Please just target that watchtower. It is a very nice pressure though. WeirdRat adding a dropship in here as well is going to be very interesting. He is loading up the dropship with some wolves. Unloads them again, not entirely sure why. Does manage to get the surround on the wolf of Consciously Eating though. Let's look at some of the production. There is a mill from, or actually 2 mills from Consciously Eating with the greater income, as he has mined 2,000 more gold. This 1,000 less efficient though, so it's 1,000 gold. Advantage with double the income as well. Starting to get himself some gyrocrafts. Is that going to be enough though? Nothing to attack the air from WeirdRat, apart from some of these snakes. He really needs to keep those in check. Some of the wolves over here are managing to get some catapult hits, but it's not going to be enough. He just does not respect the watchtowers enough. In the meantime though, Gyro's trying to take down the snakes. He is going to make 2 snakes at the exact same time, trying to counter these, but when there is more of them on the way, is that going to be enough? 1 gyrocraft is taken down. A little bit sloppy from a player in the red, but nothing that he can't handle. I think some more workers are going down. A total of 3 have been going down, which is not a lot. 29 wolves though is huge. WeirdRat's only producing 1 wolf at the same time as Consciously Eating is producing 2 gyros, wolves, a Gatling gun. I think that this is just going to flip around. This gyro, once again, not the best movement, but 2 more gyros are on the way. Snakes, are they going to be able to be taken down? So far, doesn't look like it. 1 goes down, is another one going down? No, but the wolf does manage to take some hits. It's just not the best position to be in. There is no watchtower for WeirdRat, so if these gyrocrafts can actually get into the gold mine, that's going to be absolutely devastating. Consciously Eating seems like he's going to do it. Almost 2 to 2.5 times the gold income. He's in a very big lead. Production is a lot higher for Consciously Eating as well. Everything that WeirdRat loses right now is absolutely disgusting. Both of the catapults go down. Does manage to get a nice surround on these catapults though, nullifying all of their damage output. But if they can get a little bit of a distance, they can just lob over to the rest of the army. This is not a great position for WeirdRat to be in. He just pretty much wanted to keep surrounding the catapults, or indeed disengage completely. Gyrocrafts enter the gold mines. No watchtowers, so no defense. These gyrocrafts have complete reign over the entire income line for WeirdRat, and I think that this is just going to be an end. WeirdRat does not have any more money to spend on production, as he is repairing his airships. Is he going to go in for one last move? 2 full airships are on the way, I believe, to the main base, but is it going to be enough? I highly doubt so. There is a ballista coming out from WeirdRat, but I don't think it's going to deal enough damage, as he does not have enough damage to repair this ballista. But, having that said, 2 more gyros on the way, another wolf on the way. No matter how much damage that this drop is going to do, which is going to be less than you expect because workers are very strong, and obviously 2 gyros and a Gatling gun are here as well. The rest of the army of Consciously Eating returning back to the main base as well. I don't think that this is going to be it. WeirdRat with a very nice attempt on dropping in the entire main base, trying to take down everything that Consciously Eating has, is going to run up to 2 more gyrocrafts spawning in, and he's going to try and fight against all of this army. Still another base, continuing to mine. 300 gold advantage when it comes to it. But yeah, it's not going to be enough. WeirdRat GG's out as everything he dreamt of is being taken down. Consciously Eating takes the victory. A 2-in-1 victory of this best of 3 against the WeirdRat. Very nice from Consciously Eating. Also, taking the 2 victories when it mattered during the ranked games. It's a very nice boost to his MMR, I assume. With that said though, GG well played to both of these players. Some reasonably close games and some very interesting plays, I have to admit. But only one was victorious. Once again, I appreciate you guys sharing the replays with me to cast them, so thank you very much for these amazing games. And yeah, if you enjoyed these games as well, obviously let these guys know, Consciously Eating and WeirdRat, either in the comments on this video, but also in the chat in Littlewargame itself. Feel free to join any of the normal games, ranked games, or maybe any of the mods that the community has made. And if you liked this cast, then don't want to miss any of the future ones, including the ones of the soon-to-start Pro League 6 tournament of Littlewargame, then obviously feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. But that's all I have to say for you, apart from obviously one more thing, and that is good luck, have fun in your own games, whatever you're gonna play, if it's Littlewargame or any other game. And yeah, I hope you'll have a great time. And with that said, I hope to see you guys soon again. And until then, have a great day, my dudes.